Greetings, everyone. Thanks for stopping by the channel today. It's Moodog from Moodog's Frugal RCs and more. We're in the research kitchen today, giving you a little bit of a how-to video or just some basic information on water resistance and waterproofing on your RC vehicles. The first thing we're going to do today, guys, is look at some products that you might be using when you're doing this type of operation on your vehicles. I'm not endorsing this brand. There are other brands on the market. This is just what I have been using. This is a product by MG Chemicals. This is a silicone modified conformal coating. This stuff is brush on. Okay, there's a little brush on the bottom there. You would brush it on the circuit, and I'll show you that in a second. This stuff is can be pretty dangerous. So you want to make sure you have a good airflow wherever you're using it. But this is a good product. I've been using it for a little while now. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to get this stuff. But again, if you guys do this, you do it at your own risk. Now, this particular product right here is UV sensitive, so you can actually check your work via UV lighting. What I'm going to end up doing with the circuit board that I'm going to be preparing today is putting multiple coats on. We're going to take a look at how to prep the circuit board, and we're going to go ahead and apply a coat of this, and I'll show you guys how to do that. But first things first, let's go ahead and get this prepped. What I use is just 91% isopropyl alcohol, and how I have this set up is this is actually an old bottle I had from some colloidal silver spray for nasal spray. So I kept this. What's nice about this is it's an atomizer. It will put out a real fine mist of the isopropyl alcohol, and you're able to get it where you need to get it, and then clean it off, and it evaporates nicely. I'm using a soft bristle toothbrush on here to kind of lightly, and I'm going to stress lightly, scrub the board. So you can go ahead and start by giving that a little spray here. I'm going to spray my fingertips as well as I hold on to this, and we'll spray that, and we'll take our toothbrush and just kind of lightly go over this, and we can take our wires and kind of hold them up and go between the rows here a little bit. Again, it's not rocket science, guys. We're not scrubbing the deck outside here. We are just taking some of the oils and stuff that might be present on this board, and kind of dissolving those and getting those out of the way. Now, there's two ways we can dry this, guys. What I usually will do is let it air dry, but to speed up the process a little bit, there is another way to do this, and you have cans of air like so. I'll take a little bit of air blast on here and just kind of blow that off, and it'll dry it up pretty quickly. Some guys will take out the heat gun and put it on a low setting and blow it off with the heat gun. I'm not going to do that. There really is no reason when you're using isopropyl alcohol like we are today. So again, I'm going to spray my fingertips down a little bit so we're not getting any oils on the board as I'm handling it. And if you notice here, I'm handling it from its edges, guys. I'm not holding onto the flat part of the board. So go ahead and spray this on the board again, and just take your time and go over the surface of the board, making sure that you're hitting all spots on here. And we can pull the wires up a little bit if we need to. So this could be kind of awkward, I guess, at times, but if we take your time a little bit and just kind of go over it as good as you can, and get it brushed down. And then once you think you've got to the point where you're comfortable with it, you can go ahead and take your air and just kind of give it a couple blasts. And you can see how quickly that evaporates, guys. You want to make sure you're dealing with a dry surface on here when you apply your conformal coating. Now I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. We're going to start applying the coating on this side of the board here. And in order to do that, I'm going to go ahead and set up my third hand. once we've got our first coat on there, guys, we're going to go ahead and let this dry. I would say drying on this could be anywhere from 20 minutes to a half an hour to maybe even an hour. We're going to let this sit for about an hour, and I'm going to come back and apply a second coat to it. But that's, you know, pretty much the idea. Same thing is going to happen to the backside. Checking your work, you can get a little bit closer up on it and take a look and see if there's any areas that you may have missed that you need to get. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this process. Nothing really too difficult to do as long as you take your time and you start with a clean surface. Say, if you guys are planning on doing this upgrade or this process on your own board, please do it at your own risk. I'm not responsible for any mishaps you might have getting your board wet, having a failure. You want to make sure you're constantly checking your work. I recommend using a UV light if you have one. That's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for everybody for stopping by. We'll see y'all in the next one, and God bless the Republic.